Hi guys, Luton here, and we're back on Tanoa. We're doing the first Zeus mission I've ever done on Tanoa, and it's part of a 3-stage mission. Now, we're still in the process of learning things about Tanoa, how it works, how you can get the best out of your system for it, you know, the best conditions for view distance, etc., without sort of compromising. And the other problem is that this isn't the final build yet. We're still in the early sort of development build. It's coming up on July 11th, so it's not that far away. But many of the issues here we're seeing are still kind of because it's that earlier build, and some of the pop-up, some of the lag, latency. And we're hoping that will be more eliminated anyway when it comes to the full release. So if you see any of those kind of things in this today, don't get too panicky about it. Remember, it's still just that stage. When it comes out and it's the final one, yeah, rip it to shreds then. But until then, it's kind of there. Also, remember, it's very down to system spec. And, you know, my system is pretty decent, but it's not as full-on spec'd as it could be. And so I have to kind of scale back some of my conditions there. Also, everyone's experience seems fairly variable, but most people agree that there are some issues that we've faced which are definitely server-side. One of which is this, it's kind of like a bug where you suddenly get a massive frame drop and it kind of lasts for 10-20 seconds. Also, during this live stream, I actually had one period where we fully crashed out. I was trying to just observe an AI, not even take control of an AI. I was trying to just observe an AI, and that sort of crashed and totally locked up my system. I had to actually fully back out and close everything down, which was a pain in the ass. But again, it's just part of that. You know, we're in an experimental phase. We're testing stuff out. We're finding out how things work. We're, you know, figuring it out, just feeling the space, you know. But we're getting to a really good point with this, and hopefully I'm going to do some more of these missions very soon. So these first missions, they're kind of scaled back. It's all about kind of learning how the AI function. It's also about learning, you know, how much stuff can you put in without it being detrimental to the players playing it. Because again, you know, we're going to know more when the final version is out, of course, but you know, right now it's still that thing of kind of like, okay, look, how many units can I put down? How many buildings can I put down without it kind of causing a catastrophic frame drop for the guys in the game? Because they can't have that. They need to be able to move around. They need to be able to aim and fire without it having a catastrophic effect on their frames, because otherwise it becomes unplayable. And that's something you've had to learn over time with Altis, and I've gotten to a good point where I understand and know sort of what I can push on Altis. But again, it's very, very dependent on your own system, and dependent sometimes on just other issues as well, including the server. Anyway, good missions today, guys. I hope you will enjoy very much. Please tell me your thoughts and comments down below about Tanoa. More stuff coming up very soon. And as always, guys, I'm still on my campaign to get to being full-time. We've had amazing support so far, nearly a third already. If you want to help support me, guys, check out the link to Patreon down below. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time. Wait a minute. Did I not save that? God damn it. Okay, it looks like I didn't save some elements. Now, I was very interested to see... Whoa. I will say as well, guys, you notice this? Look, some of the rocks, see how things are a little bit like... Whoa. Some of the way in which you fly over objects is a little tricky. So, Bruno, mind your artillery, they're not supposed to work in good tree-filled terrain. No, I know. And that's interesting. The jet kind of did actually lay back in well. I'm just a bit interested to see how some of these objects relay in on the ground. Also, you notice my Zeus control in kind of this environment is not so perfect. Let's see how we can do this. I'm going to have to go in here and try and move some of these objects around. And it looks like actually some of these are pretty good. I will say one thing is that the Xbox controller really assists with moving around in this terrain, because when you're trying to use the just use the keyboard, like WSD, trying to move around in this environment is actually a pain in the ass to do in keyboard, because you kind of fly around and it's a bit too fast and you bump into stuff. It's not very good. But in this, when you use the Xbox controller, it actually works real good, and you can kind of come in and out and stuff. I love this little bit here, if you haven't seen, by the way. Look, there is like a broken like log, which you can actually use to get across. It's pretty epic. Look at how the rocks... So there's a bit of an issue with the rocks on this. They don't seem to detect necessarily when you're in like this free cam mode, so you kind of blur into them. So if you see a little bit of that tonight, guys, it's out of my control. It's just kind of how it is. Anyway, I need to get this mission set up so we can get on with it for the guys, because we don't want to be here all night long. Now, yeah, I had a load of objects down here before, which are now not here. But I want to put them back in because I thought it might be a cool environment thing. So I've got to find a few things, and I don't want to make the missions overly complicated tonight, because I really what's the performance like? Okay, I can't keep stopping to do frame rates, but basically I'm getting between like 30-40 frames depending on what I'm doing and stuff, which considering I'm recording and OBSing and all the rest of it is not too bad at all. If you were literally just playing it on the ground, also bear in mind, look at my view distance. My view distance is set almost to max. Okay, so my view distance is far. Okay, so I have a big view distance on so that I can kind of capitalize on the view and the environment. And so for that reason as well, that really does affect your frames. I mean, basically, if you push my object distance down like another 2K, brings me back another sort of 10 frames or whatever. But GTX 1080 is not required to play ARMA. It's absolutely not required, but it would help. But again, I don't necessarily want to upgrade right now. My 780 Ti is doing real good. Letting you now have a reason to use camo nets for all these trees. Yeah, I mean, But anyway, I mean, if you've got like anything in the 900 series, that's going to be just fine. Seriously, you don't need to buy everything that's new just the moment it comes out, But my 780 Ti is doing just fine, So anyway, let's get on to this. So now I need to try and remember, unfortunately, where some of these things are. And I have to go down through. Where am I looking for? I want Rex, basically. Here we are, Rex Industrial. Here we go, this is what we're after. I think I'm after the mining shovel. Yeah, this bad boy. So I wanted to put a couple of these objects in. They're a little bit more rusty. I'm going to adjust the daytime a little bit. I'm just going to lay these in. Basically, I had this idea that there was like a kind of a bit of a abandoned sort of vehicle yard area around here, and that the guys might have to sort of like fight their way through this stuff when they initially reach this area, this drop area, because I'm going to mark stuff up. So I thought it'd be cool to just like place a few of these little guys in and around the area here, just to sort of add a little bit of scenery in, and again, I like the idea of it being like a these are sort of abandoned vehicles, so it's kind of like a vehicle graveyard, sort of. I didn't really want to put too much else in though. What's the digger? Yeah, that's that one. So a few different objects in here, and again, might have like another mining shovel just kind of around here somewhere, just like this. These are just cool objects, and I just thought it would be pretty epic to have them sort of in here, just as a kind of like abandoned area, and the guys maybe patrol around that a little bit. That cliff base looting made reminds me of, so this one's going to be called Hawk's Nest. They're going to have to get up here basically and take control of the position, and then from there await further orders essentially, because I don't want them to RTB. And that's why I need to like set up next missions quite quickly, but I'm probably going to just lay in some stock objects and kind of get them happening quick, because that's really what I want to do. Don't want to be waiting around all night. Right, with that said, I need to get some little areas in here, so let's get some little bases in, and again we can probably use guerrilla camps. Actually, that would make a lot of sense. Actually, if we use outposts from here, we can use like camp audacity, bravery. I think courage is quite a good one generally. These are just some pre-made little camps, guys, but again, I don't often use the pre-made camps, but as you can see, look, they are actually quite good for the environment. They sort of blend in fairly well, so I can kind of just use these for today. We're just kind of doing, and like you can see, some of these don't completely gel well with the environment. They're not. Oh, you could actually say that they are not well gelled. So anybody from the UK will get that. Anyway, right. I'm just trying to. So again, if you're new to Zeus, you're probably thinking, "What the hell is he doing?" Well, this is part of Zeus in that you basically set up the missions for the guys. So what I'm doing here is laying in objects, and I am custom adjusting them. I'm actually going to put this signboard down here. So I'm basically adjusting these objects around to create a scenario. And then the guys are going to come along and they're going to play out the scenario. This British talk is making me want to throw some tea overboard. Remember, mark anything that needs CAS on the map, don't walk into that area. Yep. Do you feel like the Bob Ross of ARMA? A little bit, a little bit. Right, and then we'll get some of these guerrilla camps in the mix as well. Not that one. What's the one I just want? Probably just camp. What is this? Ant? Yeah, this will do. So again, this just kind of, this actually, the guerrilla camps, alright, the preset guerrilla camps. I should actually probably, I'm going to take some time. In fact, actually, do you know what we could do, guys? You know how I was saying, like, after the stream, we'll chill out a little bit and do some stuff? I actually think that what I should probably do after the stream is spend some time making some guerrilla camps. Because I have a feeling that a lot of the kind of missions we're going to do in Tanoa are not going to be like big campaign-style missions like we've done back on Altis. They're going to be more like these kind of sort of paramilitary operations where, you know, you have this kind of stuff going on, all right? And we have less of the big grandiose missions. We have more of these little sort of sandbag setup missions, you know, where there's HMGs and stuff like this. So that's probably the kind of stuff we're going to be doing. Looting the big building needs a fix. What? Oh, you're right, it does. Well done. I didn't see that. Well spotted, Hampo Campo. Thank you very much indeed for noticing that. Good call, buddy. It's kind of gone a bit low into the ground, but probably make do and mend. That's just fine. Ooh, H barrier intersection there, but that's not the end of the world as we know it. Just pull that out a little bit. There we go. Like it really matters, anyway. Right, there we go. So again, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of these little camps right up on the top of the hill, because this is where they're going to get to, you see. So the idea with this one is that this really, it's going to be like a guerrilla. Ooh, that is not the one I wanted to put up there. It's really, oh, that's too big as well. Oh, that was Camp Eagle. I should probably have checked these before. Ah! Lost in rock, caught in a trap. I have to be super careful on these mountains because they just kind of like swallow you up. Okay, right, lots of stuff here. I'm going to sort of, basically, whenever I make these missions as well, I try to sort of make the objects look semi-real, which means usually repositioning them slightly so that they're not just kind of randomly dotted around. Because again, you know, again, if you're new to this, this is not just for my benefit. You know, I try to make these missions for the benefit of the guys playing them, so they can have an enjoyable time, and you know, they get to do some cool missions. So with that said, it means that I very often sort of I try to make everything feel kind of as in situ as it can, and you know, sort of realistically positioned a little bit. Get some of this stuff going on here, so that when the guys come up here, you know, it feels kind of more real to them. Darkest Cub, Lynn, I'm from Devon in the UK. Yes, keeping it real in Devon. Thank you very much indeed, both. Good stuff, Darkest Cub. You're a sub I want. So, Devon is, if anybody doesn't know, I am from Devon in the UK, so there you go. A Luton fact for you. Now, what's this one? The horror. There's too much stuff. Too much stuff. It's a good bear. What's this one? Okay, lots of objects, but dotted around. This can be like the main camp then, right? So we just, oh shit, just kind of get all this crap here. Oh, these are actually cool little tents, look. See, the thing is, the good thing is once I have some of this stuff, I can start like, once I have some of this stuff, I can start like, just copying it up, you see. Just copying it around. The story behind those vehicles should be that a big company wanted to destroy a huge part of the forest, but some local radical activists attacked them, and the workers fled. Oh, that is such a brilliant... this can be a hostage rescue. Strinom has just saved the stream right there with his brilliant idea. I would definitely... so they were like... wait, what was it? Wait. Scroll up. Copy this out, man. Company wanted to do some gold mining. Yeah, workers captured. Okay, that's a great idea. Can I ask, if you go full time, will you stream earlier in the day? I can never really join at this time. Yeah, that's the whole idea. That's the whole idea. If I can get to a point where I can go full time, then the idea is that I will do other streams. So I will stream at standard UK time, which would work for other people like EU, okay? And then I would also stream at the standard time that I do right now. So the idea is, it's the best of both worlds. And that's the plan anyway. But whether we get to that point, I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a reality. It's a dream that I want to pursue. Will it happen? I don't know. Maybe it will. I hope so. We'll see what happens, you know. It depends on support. It depends on, you know, if we're going to get to that point. And then the other thing is that hopefully my stream and channel and everything else will just, you know, as a matter of course, will develop alongside that. So it's kind of, you know, win-win in a way. It's, you know, the whole thing just kind of just works. The whole thing just works together, I hope, anyway. So that's the plan. We'll see what happens, you know. Whoa. Oh, look at this. Pecos for 23, not 23, I was reading his name, Pecos, for 6 months in a row. Thank you very much, Pecos. I was about to say 23 months in a row. No, not yet. Lytton, don't answer if you don't want. I'm sorry, I'm going too far on private. What do you think of the EU-UK thing? Oh, that's too much politics for a stream. Look, I'm not going to say which way I'm going to vote about the EU-UK thing, but I'm going to say this. It's not going to... Whatever happens, it won't be the end of the world, okay? Whatever happens. You know, if we stay in the EU, that's going to be great. If we decide to leave, it's not going to be the end of our country, okay? And that's basically all there is to it. But I have my own preference as to what I think should happen, but we're just going to leave it at that, you know? Right, let's keep on building the base right here. As I say, guys, if you want to chat with me, we'll have a chat after we've done the Zeus missions, because I need to get this done. Can have some chilling out after the stream. Right, so let's just get this little... Actually, that little bunkery thing is right. This one's quite nice. I could probably use that somewhere else. Are there any other objects that got loose around here? There's something here. I don't know what that is. A couple of other bits. There's some more wire here, you see. Get some of this. We can get some of this wire up on the slope here like this. Some of this razor wire. Just have that set there like that. Just make it a bit more... I want to make this... The razor wire is not really an obstacle. They can kind of get past it. But I do want to make this like a bit of an obstacle. Just see if they put it like that. So they have to walk around. It's not so easy. Now that Apex is out, were you still going to do my Mad Scientist Lab at the Volcano mission idea? I don't remember that idea, but it sounds cool. It sounds a good one. Fuse. Don't tell the Daily Mail that the world isn't going to end. Yeah, I know. Right? It's true, isn't it? Right, okay, and then we're just going to have another sort of bunker basically at this end. Like that. And then what we're going to do, once we've set this up, we'll brief the guys. Like, there we go, look. We'll brief the guys and then we can get ready to go. Have another bunker here. Now what I may do at this point is actually create also alongside this, get one of these. I'm just going to copy up one of these. If I can get it up here. Yeah, there we go. Couple of these other little bunkers like this style. Can they? I don't think they can actually get in from that location there. Now I just want to follow this path down a little. Okay, again. Now they can actually climb through these and they can get around them, so there's no issue with me putting this here. There we go. We'll just have that like that. That'll have a nice little view down the slope right here. Then can any people join the Zeus mission? Basically, every week when they start, if you want to get on the TeamSpeak, and then actually, I wonder if I have a bulldozer or something up here. If you want to get on the TeamSpeak, then yeah, get on the TeamSpeak ahead of time. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Get on the TeamSpeak ahead of time, and then that's the best way to join, because the guys on the TeamSpeak get the password first, because the whole point is that we want to encourage communication. We want people to work towards things and sort of work together as a team. So that's generally how it works. This is another thing as well, though, is that, you know, if I go full time, I will actually be able to kind of cultivate and craft an ARMA community. Because those things take a lot of time, and I don't have time to do that. I don't want to oversell myself and say, like, I'm going to be able to do everything in the world, because that's just not realistic, you know. There's going to be limitations with what I can do physically. But, you know, I can make the best, and I can try and do a lot more stuff. So that's basically the goal. The guerrilla operations in the area have secured them for ransom. Locate and save the hostages. This mission has no time limit, but all hostages must survive. This means you need to be careful with explosives and CAS support. Okay, I think that's all we need to worry about. So let's just mark that position for the guys on the map before we start laying in units. Right, we'll put this marker here as orange and last known contact. Okay, mission is... I'm just going to tell the guys, mission is not go. This is your time to plan and set up. Right, so whilst they're doing that, we will now lay in units and everything else. Liam, what do you think about thermal goggles? I feel they are a little too OP. Well, look, okay, it's a good question, Crocodile Crimes. They are OP. The thermal goggles are OP. And... Strinom. Due to copyright restrictions, you've got to write my name under the description later. Hey, you put it out there in the public, man. Once it's out in public, that's it. It's gone. Okay, look, here's the thing with the thermal goggles. Basically, if you don't know, the thermal goggles are like rangefinders that you bring up, and they're just thermal. Now you see all enemy units. And they are OP, but they're less OP in the jungle because you can't see anything. But here's the thing. I am in the process of having a set of custom restrictions set up, alright? And those custom restrictions will prevent the squads and the guys from actually equipping those objects, right? In the new infantry have thermal shielding. Do they really? I did not know that. But basically, yeah, the new guys, the new restrictions when they come in will actually prevent the guys from using those thermal goggles. And there's a whole range of changes. And we actually have it set up, but we just couldn't get it to launch in the mission. And I'm going to be working this week to actually get that stuff set up. So those changes are incoming, but just not yet, basically. Right, let's get some of these things in here. This is going to be pretty awesome, though. We have not really tried any of this sort of thing before. It'll be very interesting to see what happens. I'm just laying in some more sandbags and so on here. Not like that. This is going to be great to observe as well. I'm really excited to see how this plays out. Right, we don't want to put... You could make... Right, that was totally not intentional, but I'm just going to leave that as is, right? No need to say anything about that. Oh, my life. Okay, let's just get this stuff in. Skizan's just subscribed. Thanks very much, buddy. Welcome on board to the Brotherhood of Luton. I should just point out as well, by the way, guys, so the top donators on the stream currently are... Actually, we're no A10 support tonight yet either. But anyway, the top donators on the stream, guys, are currently, as you can see down below, ranking Battle Brothers. So we've got Wedge in there as Warlord, Yaris, General, J Noah as Champion, Iron Lance, Bloodguard, Sergeant, Wargamer, DJ. Now those guys, they already get an end-of-year reward from me, which is going to be a custom reward, which I haven't announced, but I will do mid-year perhaps. But they're actually going to get an additional reward, which is on many of my videos now. Not every single video, but many of my videos, especially ARMA stuff. They will get a little credit at the end of the mission because they are basically helping support me to do this, right? And similarly, any of my major donators, that's over $100 per month on Patreon, will also get a credit as well. So these are some ways that I'm changing up the channel and the server to represent the fact that people are supporting me in what I do, right? Loon, you're going to use guerrilla units. Well, we're going to use probably a mix of units. Anyway, I feel like that stuff's set up now. So now I need to remove this out of here. So we're going to go to Utilities, Remove Objects from Zeus, and within... Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Remove Objects from Zeus within, let's say, 500 meters. There we go. And then I just need to do this lot down here. There we go. Right, okay. So I'm going to lay in some units here on this first point. So we use the Op4. Actually, yeah. Lean, CRTG NATO and new CSAT have thermal shielding, can't be seen by thermals. That's really good. Makes a lot of sense as well. Let's see all factions on this though. Here we are. We got this is it. So we've got this is this stuff, right? So we've basically got these guys like which are like bandit combat group. So as you can see, these guys are not. This is probably the ones we're going to use. So they're not basically like default CSAT. These guys are more like bandits, and we've got like paramilitary fire teams and stuff like this. So we're going to use these tonight. We're going to see how they work out, right? Okay, so anyway, let's get these guys on a patrol around this area here. So we want these guys to kind of patrol through this tree line here, like so, and we'll just have them in a kind of really staggered reverse V there. Bang their difficulty up to about this point. Again, I don't think I need to go max with these guys, so we're going to have them on about that. We're going to have them on a walking, and they'll just be kind of aware. I wish there was like a loose formation, which was like almost no formation for these guys, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Right, we'll have a little bandit shock team just down here, put them sort of mid difficulty, whatever. And these guys, you can see, look, they've just got like RPGs and stuff. Ah. A10 coming down. Here comes the loot in A10. Thank you very much, Timej. Welcome aboard. Timej, by the way, thank you very much indeed for supporting me on Patreon today, because I know we were going to get on board with that as well, so I seriously appreciate that. Damn, today's stream is ridiculous, guys. 470 people on the live stream tonight. This is literally the biggest ever. You know what, I sub, but I can't. I will support you in positive comments. Positive comments are what makes the world go round, dude. Right, okay, so let's get paramilitary combat group. I'm going to get these guys staffing this base. So what we're going to do is garrison these guys in on this. Bang, 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 in they go. Now, again, this is a relatively simple mission by some respects. We'll just get a little fire team here. We'll just have these guys kind of in a diamond, like a diamond. They'll just be there. So that's our forward force. It's going to be kind of interesting. Then we'll have some patrols, and we've got all this stuff up here as well. Look, we've got all this stuff up here. Luton, I remember having 500 viewers before. Well, I've had ranging viewers, obviously, over time. This is incredibly true. The only thing is turrets, whether we're going to have AAF turrets. So I guess what I might do, we will also have mortars, but I'm not going to use the mortars in any kind of regular way. I'm going to use them in a much more erratic way. So we'll have the mortar team set up like maybe here. I hope these guys don't kill each other. I'm assuming because they're all kind of under the green spectrum, the independent forces, they won't. I'm going to have 2 mortar teams up here, but these are really going to only be utilised on that initial contact. After that point, it won't be the case at all. Strinum says, Luton, do you know air source on YouTube? No, I've read that whole comment, dude, but send it to me on Twitter. That's probably the best thing to do. Luton Crocodile says, bandits won't attack NATO. What? That is bullshit. Well, we can just change their side. That's no problem. Then they will. We'll just have to change their side. We'll change their side in a minute, hopefully. Crocodile Crimes, check your settings for the independent forces. You can make them friendly or hostile, depending on your setting. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they will attack. Okay, I just need someone. I need someone to test. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that they do. I'm pretty sure they do. We will just test and see. Okay, car, stand by. Right, I'm going to teleport Kyle right into the middle of these guys. Let's see what happens. He's either going to get horribly killed or not. Find him in the list here. Yep. Looks like that's no problem at all. Okay, mission complete. Well done, Kyle. We had to test these units would work versus players. Well, good job. We've tested that theory and clearly disproved. Okay, anyway, let's continue laying in our units. Right, glad to be of service there. Yeah, he proved a point. He proved a point. He made it happen for us. That's good. You know, it's all important. It's all important. This is what we need. Right, I'm going to put this team up here, but I kind of really wish they were in a sort of straight line column. I want these guys to be walking up and down here, but I'm going to just, there we go, grab this man here. There we go. Now I'm going to tell them to go basically through this camp and then back again. It should be just fine. Right, there we go. Hopefully they will wander up and down without sort of freaking out and generally causing problems, but we will see what happens with that. Just kind of banging in a load of... Argyle Rooster subscribed for 3 months in a row. Thank you very much, Argyle Rooster. Welcome back, buddy. Glad to see you yet again. We are just in the process of setting up right now. We are not far away from Mission Live. Right, and then really what we need is we just want to have like combat group. Just going to have a couple of combat groups here in the forest. Like here. And again, I don't know where the guys are going to attack. There's actually a temple down there, you see. I don't know which direction they're going to come from. I think there is a path you can get up here. Yeah, in fact there is. Oh, it's quite well hidden though. Christ, I can't do this. I need to frickin'... Where is it? Yeah, right here, look. This is like a bit of a jungle path that comes down here to like this area. So theoretically, and I say only theoretically, this area here is open to suggestive attack. So I'm going to just tell these guys to generally patrol this area, and I would hope that they will just kind of do so in a calm manner. Similarly with these guys, I'm just going to tell them to kind of patrol this area. The jungle patrol is always kind of tricky. Just have them echelon left, walk, etc. I have put up their skill a bit. Probably don't need to do that actually. I'm just so used to putting up the skill by default that that's the problem for it, you see. Oh, that's nice. Toby Parnell says, "Liam, when I'm sad, I go on my laptop, watch your videos. They always cheer me up." That's so nice, man. That's good to know. Right, let's get it. God, what's happening with my camera? What's happening to me? Like moving around, I feel dizzy. Okay, we've got our tower here as well. God, this is so difficult. It's talk about difficult to combat. It's difficult to just have units in here. Like, I'm having a hard time getting it. Jesus. This is the only issue with Tanoa a little bit, is that it's just bloody difficult to like see and get in on this stuff, you know? I just want to give the guys a good experience on this one though, so really what we're looking for is just some units to get in and kind of create a nice combat situation for us. I'm going to garrison these guys right here. There we go. I can't really man every single position here, but we'll give it a go, I suppose. Like if I put this right next to this tower, will they garrison this tower? I don't know. Let's try. No. Instead, there's loads of guys on this building. Well, that's fine. Actually, I think if I go into this, though, and just choose individual guys... More A10 power coming in the Tanoa Island. Fleshhound, 25. Thank you so much, Fleshhound. A big donation. Star of the stream, keep it up. Thank you very much, dude. Really appreciate it. Always makes a big difference to me. Right, we've got men, special forces. That's not what we want. We really want men. These are AAF. We don't really want cars or... I tell you what, we can put a car down there though. We really want syndicate. We want like individual guys, but they don't seem to be available, so it's okay. I'll just put like some survivors in or something. Oh, he hasn't got no bloody... I'll just put some engineers. We'll just put a couple of... These guys are meant to be sort of paramilitary anyway, so it, you know, they can have a few different types of unit. That's okay. We'll just get a couple of like AF guys in the mix here, just to mix it up a little bit. Oh, my frames, where are you? Why have you abandoned me? Loon, are you going to get them to airdrop out of the new V2? It holds up to 40 people. No, maybe on another mission, but not this. This one is the idea they're going to come in. They have their own plan. They've got a couple of other vehicles they can use as well. I will have a couple of grenadiers on these positions right here. This is going to be super interesting to see what happens. You'll note that I'm not putting down any HMG positions initially. It's not really that... I might put one up on the top here, but that's really all. Yeah, I might put like an HMG gunner right here or something. Just because it's like the top of them. Thank you very much indeed. Aristocraz just subscribed. Thank you very much, dude. Welcome on board. Right, Grenadier in here. Grenadier in. And then we're just about... I've got quite a lot of units down and I can feel it. So I'm probably not going to put much more in on this base. We just had that one other compound down here, wherever it is. Ah, God, like lost in the jungle here. Here it is. Right, we'll get a couple of grenadiers, sort of just in and around on this. Right, okay, so that should be good enough. We've got plenty of units here on this one. Now the idea is the hostages are probably going to be held at this camp here. So I'm going to place them in at this camp and surrender them. They've just got to be released, so let's see. The Tanoan men seem civilian casual. I wish they had like workmen or something. Yeah, this guy will do. Surrender immediately. Trouble with these guys is that they tend to freak out and run away a little bit, you know, so... My frames are not liking this many units down on the ground, by the way. I can feel it. Stay there, dude. I wish there was a way you could kind of preset them to be surrendered. And let's have the last guy here. We'll just have 3 hostage... Well, I don't know, actually. Maybe we'll have 3 sets of 3 or something like that, you know? That would work. Surrender you. Doing AA on top of the mountain. No, I don't think so. I don't think so. I don't think I want to do that on this mission. We'll get a couple of others here as well, right? I'm going to try and do this and hope they just don't run away, alright? Let's just put in men... Why is there no, like, bloody workmen or something? That's what we really need here. And we'll just put in a beggar. Oh god, he's in the rock. Let's put Civ 2. God, it really likes him to go into that rock. And then we'll have Civ 6. We will quickly surrender. Whoa. Surrender all of them. There we go. Right. I believe mission is a go, but my frames are not. Loot and put the hostage over that wooden log bridge. Only way to get onto that ridge. That's a good idea, but I think not on this one. They'll be too exposed. What we have is just fine. It'll work just fine. Right, okay. I think we're ready to rock and roll. Any other things I need to set? I don't think so. Why are these guys not patrolling? Yeah, there we go. They got some issue? What's up? Seem to be just standing. Enmorse9927 just subscribed. Welcome aboard, my friend. Thank you very much for subscribing. Why are these guys not walking around? The others are patrolling, but these guys are not. I'm going to get rid of them. There's a worker at the bottom of the Civ men list. Is there? Brilliant. Well, we'll check it out another time. Let's have a bandit combat group. We'll put them in on the ground again. And this time, they're going to do what they're bloody told. Yeah, now they're moving around. Okay, right, cool. So, looks like everything is good to go. I can't think of any other action I need to take. So, let's do it. Right, first unit's on the ground. Where the hell he's coming into? These guys are looking nicely kitted as well. Look at this. They're ready for jungle combat. Right, let's see where all the teams are coming in. So we've got one team. I'm actually surprised they came in this direction, seeing as the last known contact point was the other side. So I'm somewhat surprised that they decided to come in on this side. I'm not quite sure what the thought process was there. Shwa! ShadowX308, subscribed for 4 months in a row. Thank you, Shadow. Welcome back in. What have we got up here? What are these? Jesus, man, look at that. See, this is the thing with the some serious pop-up. I will say one thing though, guys. You've got to remember that we are still actually technically on the dev build, and a lot of people have been saying that the optimization and the way in which like a lot of the objects pop up and stuff, that's being affected because we're still on that dev build, and that as we get through like later into the, you know, when it's actually released, it's going to feel quite a lot different. I hope so anyway. Right, so the team seem to be coming from the other side. I'm not quite sure why. This is the only trouble which catches me out, because obviously the mission is not going to play out how I wanted it to. But that's kind of the thing, you know. That's kind of the thing. That's the difficulty, is that, you know, I can't predict how the guys are going to react to this and what they're going to do. I imagine I really should have set this contact point here as, you know, I slightly question why they're coming in from this side, because they don't know where the hostages are as such, but regardless they've decided to come this way. It's been a little while before the guys get contacted on this. Check the map, maybe perhaps they put a map approach on there. Yeah, okay, let's see what they've got going on. So they've got temple marked here. Oh, actually I suppose, yeah, okay, expedition probably last seen, collection of huts, temple. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe they've decided that they would sweep through just from this direction instead of coming at it from the other direction. I don't know. There seems to be other teams. What are they doing up there? Oh, I think that I think the problem is that they literally have no idea where it's going to be. Because I said the mountain range, so that it seems like they're dropping guys literally all over the place. So they literally don't have any clue as to where the teams are. So that's what it is. I think is that they just don't know where they are. That's where they're distributing their teams all over the place. It looks like these guys are coming in here to check out the temple. Looting, why do you occasionally use AF instead of CSAT? Well, in these kind of environments, the AF are slightly better suited to what it is that we're doing. Here the guys coming onto the temple complex. Let's go check out. Yeah, I think that I originally was like, why are they all coming in this way? It seems like they literally haven't got a clue where stuff is, and that's why they're coming in on this area here. Looks like Brandon and his team are sort of hiding out down here, just kind of standing by, ready to go. So these guys seem like a kind of fast response team, and they're just kind of. They're searching, trying to check out like where things are going to be. These guys look pretty badass. I think I definitely want to make a mission which is going to be like a kind of mobile assault almost on the next one. We'll try and come up with something like this. Oh, it looks like they're moving out. Off they rock and roll. Right, our temple's clear, so they're checking some main points. Essentially, once they, I mean, really, all they've got to do is check this, and then it should be clear to them where they need to come in on. The teams over here are sort of searching around. I actually quite like the fact that they've gone way out here, and they're checking other locations. But these guys are like way out. I like not giving them too much information, though. I really do. It's fun to give them not so much information, because they've really got to work hard to try and find where the targets are. And this is positive that they're being like super careful, because again, you know, it really shows they don't have a clue where these units are. It's gonna be very fun once they actually do figure it out. And again, they can figure this out easy. If they just came to the last contact point, they would have a lead in. They would have a lead in, a clue that it's this area, you know. Yeah, damn, what a good night tonight, guys. 500 on the live stream tonight. Massive, massive amount of people in. Thanks for coming and checking us out tonight, guys. They found another little village with huts here. By the way, there is some, like I say, the optimization is weird again, because I noticed this a long time back, but see the ground detail here? Now look at this. Doesn't matter what your settings are, these little plants and stuff, they pop in like crazy. There's nothing you can do about it. Right, these teams are sweeping through. They're going to definitely come into some targets pretty shortly. So let's stay with them, because nobody else is going to get contact before these guys do. So we're going to follow this patrol in. I really feel like these guys should not be this close together. Look at this. They're about literally armed distance apart. This is incredibly terrible spacing right now. For which team is this? Crater's team. They are so close together, and there is so many of them. One machine gun is just going to kill them all. They really need to spread out. There may be an issue though in terms of literal visibility, in terms, you know, like how can they see one another very easy or not. Fur Nev, how you doing? First looting stream in 2 months. Well, it's good to have you back, Fur. Good to see you on board, dude. Huge stream tonight, guys. I super appreciate it. So many people on board today, guys. It's a huge, huge deal. Thank you so much for coming and joining. Well, these teams getting ready to move up. They're being careful. Damn, a couple of them got RPGs. So much tension building up right now. It's like being at... Oh shit, they're going to get contact any second with this lot here. Oh god, A10 power coming down. So much tension. We don't need A10 tension power. Thank you so much, KJ Johnson. Of course, KJ Johnson, good to have you back as always, my friend. Welcome back on board. Right, now they're going to push this direction, I think. Holy shit! That's contact. But from where? Fucking out this guy here. This guy's lighting it up like a boss. Oh, he's down! Oh, Jesus. He got wrecked. Get in the mix, dude. They're trying to find him. Holy shit, look at him go. Light him up, dude. Let's get in the mix. Oh, dude. So much fire going on. There's one over here, look on the side. This is another issue with the with this kind of terrain. There's a lot of vertical terrain, and I can't pan the Zeus camera up. Here they are, look, here they are. There's a couple here. I'm trying to get a good angle for you guys. 2, 3 up here. This guy's trying to wreck him up. Oh, he's got one down. Oh, he got ruined. Oh. Well, it shows that jungle combat is totally possible. There's one guy down here who's still alive. He's got a lot of people to contend with though, a lot of people. Oh, I think that's it, he's bought it, yep. Okay, right, we can get some support fire in on this now for sure. They are such close range. Now I am going to just randomly fire towards these guys here. Thank you very much indeed, KJ Johnson, for 5 months in a row. Right, we're going to put a vague position here. Target Alpha. Let's just fire away on Nearest, one-shot range, fire out. Now, my plan with this is, as I say, to just fire randomly. So I'm just going to put like 3 targets here. I'm just going to tell them to fire randomly. So, random target, 3 rounds fire. They are moving, alright. Ah, there's a team down here coming in, that's good news. Now this lot here are scattering away from the target area, which is a very, very wise thing to do. They are running like hell. As soon as those artillery rounds came down, they have had contact. Right, here we go. Oh yeah, it's landing near, landing near, landing near. Right, more contact. They're pushing this way. Oh shit, they are going to come into contact with this. Let's just see what's happening down here. It seems like Brandon and his team, the assault jeep team, are coming into contact now. What is happening with this? It hasn't generated the it hasn't generated the top of the truck. There we go. These guys are getting rounds coming in on them. There's a couple of them moving across the valley side. Let's down these. Oh shit. I don't think they've seen the contact yet. Oh, they have rounds coming in on them. Rounds coming in on them. Holy shit. Yeah, they've got hardcore rounds coming in on them. Let's check over here. Yep, they're firing alright. Here we go, here we go, here we go. I'm trying to sort of stay on these guys. We need some Jurassic Park music, I think. Seriously, how long before somebody creates some kind of mod, which is like basically like Jurassic Park for this? They've located the area. I'm gonna stay on them. Holy shit! Straight into the sugar cane. Look at them go through the sugarcane. They are laying that fire down. Oh, they've bailed. They've bailed out of the truck. They're going straight into the cane. Well, these guys are going for the full assault. Trouble is, they've got contact in their hill. Oh, look at them go, man. They've got contact in the hills here. Medicing up. Still firing the hills. Let's very quickly jump back up and see what the team up here are doing. So they have broken through that initial contact point. I can't use any mortars on them. This team are assaulting the Hawk's Nest. They've missed out the other point. It's going to be interesting to see what happens here. Well, there's still actually a lot of units in on the base here. I wasn't sure just how many guys were in on the base. Let's just go to Hoffy here. He's trying to move up and assault this base. Pretty dangerous. Rounds are coming in on him live. I think I can see the units just right here. Yep. Oh, I was wrong actually. No, it's not. There's a piece of wood. But they're definitely up in that hillside there. He's going to have to be careful here because there are guys on this base. We still need to get up on the top here. We need to move back up on top because this is where it's going to be going on. Shit. I went too far. Hold on. Yeah, they are assaulting. You need to be very careful here because this is going to be like a hostage situation. Holy shit. Oh, okay, so we got units right here, you see. Oh, dude, look at this. They are getting slaughtered coming up here. Slaughtered. I thought they were going to just run straight in on this, but as you can see, they are getting really, really wiped out. They're throwing grenades up here. So they're trying to breach this top point here, but there's a couple of guys. God, look, they've just gone for a crazy mad run in on the right-hand side. The grenadier here, he's going to go down. Yep. Lost him. They're taking care of that squad. And they've got to be super careful here because they've got hostages on site. They need to be so careful they don't hit these hostages. They're doing good so far, they're doing good. They have not killed hostages. I don't mind what they do here, they can resource secure, that's fine. I think the next mission we do though, guys, we'll get out of this jungle, we'll try and do a bit of an island mission. Now these guys are going to have to push through this area here. And they've still got another 3 over here to deal with, but they also have got there's a full squad over this area. Don't think he can see from here. Enemy right here, look, they're ready for him. Oh dude, Garrett, fucking wrecked. Oh my god. Let's see if I can't take on one of the actual units here, guys. And if I can get in without getting killed. I'm probably about to be shot to pieces. Oh, I'm already dead. Dead before I even spawned in. I was hoping I could take control of one of the units there and just put a bit of fire on them. But as you saw, that was not to be. Oh, there is actually a guy prone here. Let me see if I can get on this guy without getting killed first. Come on. Got him. Oh fuck! Oh! I was thinking I was just about to I'll reload. I didn't realise there was a second guy in there. Oh, the frames suck, man. It doesn't help that I picked a lot of jungle area and I've also got many objects in here. Still, at least we put a little bit of fire back onto them there, and we just got a little bit of pain back on them. Right, let's see what's happening. Do I still have any units here? No, they're down. That's fine. Right, anyway, so those guys are free and unsecured, so that's good. They can run around and do whatever. Let's go back to base and complete the mission for the guys, and then we can start laying in the next one. So good job, good completed mission. Let's get back in on this one. Mission complete. Good job, guys. Good play. Looting next week, will you do Tanoa also? I probably will. Whilst it's up and running, why would we not be using the new thing? Still plenty of units in here. I'm going to just... Oh, hello. A little bit of contact from up on the hills here. Let's see if I can get up on these guys. We don't have any eyes on that. God, we can hear it though. Let's go and check out the guys up on the roof on there. Ah! Fuse, guys, show Fuse some love in the chat, and also show Darkest Cub some love in the chat, guys. Thank you very much, Fuse. 15 months in a row. Can't believe it's been that amount of time. So the guys here obviously seen my outcrop. They've seen the outcrop of infantry over here. It's interesting that they've ended up sort of engaging these targets at this point in time. Oh, one guy, Crater, just got wasted there from the guys on the base. Let me get on this here and see if I can't return some fire, even if it's not 100% accurate. Shit. Oh, the frames. So much frames. Jesus, man, there's so... Oh, Jesus! I can't even see those guys without scopes. They are so far away. So far away. Jesus, the amount of fire coming down from those hilltops is insanity. Look at how many of them there, and they're just absolutely laying in the fire. I can't even see those guys to return fire. Because they're so well blended in on these rock outcrops. No way I can see those without optics. But then, hey, that's... Oh, look, see, look, this would never normally happen. I'm just dropping through the rocks. Look at this, guys. We actually have some helicopter... the helis are coming up onto the hilltop to pick up. This is nice. Dangerous. We've got some reinforcements. Unnecessary reinforcements. Good drop off there, though.